What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Some major stuff happening. Another Russian high ranking official, quote, mysteriously falls from a window to his death. We've seen this happen multiple times now, and here it happens yet again. I wonder what happened, right? This time, a federal judge in Russia was found dead after falling 12 stories from his apartment window, according to local media reports. Yeah, could you imagine living in Russia? Yeah. The body of Artem Bartanev, 42 years old, was served in the Kirovsky District Court in the city of Kazev, was found on Thursday morning near his property in the capital of the Russian Republic of Tarkistan. He was married with two daughters and had been appointed by decree of Russian President Vladimir Putin on July of last year. He had been due to preside over a trial on the day he died. Imagine that. And his wife was out walking their dog at the time this happened. Yeah. This is just the latest of Russian officials that has happened to here yet in Russia. It's just imagine, right? But this is not all. This is just literally just the start of it. Take a look here. Many in Russia's elite no longer believe Putin can win the Ukraine war, reports are saying. The best they hope for is that Russia will lose without humiliation. Bloomberg is reporting that many members of Russia's elite are growing doubtful about the ability of Vladimir Putin to win the war. The best they can hope for is a frozen conflict or a loss in which Russia isn't humiliated. This comes despite the deepening gloom that Putin shows no sign of wishing the war to end. The outlet cited 7 people with knowledge of the situation who asked not to be identified given the seriousness of the issue. Many people in the upper echelons of Russian politics and business are tired of the war and want it to end. 5 sources told Bloomberg that while no one is willing to stand up to Putin over the invasion, belief in his authority has been shaken. Quote, it is really surprising how widespread among Russian elite became the idea of a chance that Putin won't win this war, said Kirill Rogov, a former Russian government advisor who left the country after the invasion. However, one of Russia's top people is speaking out, and this is the head of the Wagner Group. Take a listen here, and you'll get to hear some of what he's saying. Of course, it's in Russian, but take a listen here.
A firing squad. The chief of Russia's private army, Yevgeny Prigozhin, saying he's certain there will soon be major Russian losses on the battlefield in Ukraine and a loss of territory inside Russia. And Prigozhin predicts that those losses will be so significant that firing squads will be ordered to execute the generals responsible for Russian failures or to crush a popular revolt that will rise up over the military's mistakes.
Серьезные потери. Я абсолютно в этом уверен.
We will now suffer serious losses. I am absolutely certain of it. Now we are certainly losing some Russian territory, this part being in the Russian Federation.
Тогда, когда придет время.
There will either be a popular revolt or the State Duma will make a decision for capital punishment and gun them the down. And by the way, I can tell you honestly, I think we're 2 to 3 months away from the firing squads.
This comes as Ukrainians are making gains around the key city of Bakhmut, and Sam Kiley is out front.
Ukraine's 3rd Assault Brigade is in action near Bakhmut. And they claim they're making advances around the city. But their attack is dependent on Soviet-era weapons. Modern equipment from the USA and NATO is apparently being held in reserve for a Ukrainian offensive.
Do you have a name for your grad?
Ця машина називається «Пенсія».
Is it good enough for this fight?
Достатньо, але хотілося б чогось новішого.
Ukraine gets no help at all with aircraft. Not so far. This Soviet-era helicopter is ancient, but in combat almost every day. Flying dangerously low to avoid missiles and Russian jet hunter-killers.
Ці вертольоти, мабуть, старші за моїх батьків і, можливо, навіть однолітки мого дідуся і бабусі. На них літати, вони, в принципі, є дуже надійні машини.
These aircraft will fly more sorties as fighting intensifies in a relentless cycle of war. Ukraine has now got added rage at what it's calling a Russian ecocide. This part of Kherson has suffered Russian bombardment across the river for months, now near total destruction from upriver. Russia is widely blamed for the collapse of the dam at Novokakhovka, which has been under its control since March last year. Civilians who survived the Russian occupation of their town and an offensive to free it are now facing down a new horror. Thousands have no drinking water. Here, a drone delivers help, an adaptation of a system originally designed not to save life, but to take it.
The Wagner Group boss even said here that he's afraid that Russia may use a nuclear bomb on its own territory. It's amazing that he's even speaking out like this. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if his life is at risk. But here's what he said. He said he's worried authorities might bomb their own territory. In a video released via his press service, he said he's afraid Moscow might get the, quote, filthy idea to throw a nuclear bomb on their own territory in the Belgorod region, where pro-Ukrainian Russian partisans have conducted a series of cross-border raids and claimed to take hostages. Said, quote, isn't that why we're retreating in the Belgorod region and allowed them to advance? Because it's scary to throw a bomb at someone else's territory, but we'll throw one on our own, he said. He went on to quip, it's a big question if the nuclear bomb would work properly. Yikes. Yeah, so let me know your thoughts here in the comments. I'll keep you up to date here with everything happening here in our country and around the world. If you haven't yet, make sure to click the subscribe button down below and the bell icon so you don't miss out on any new videos. It's completely free to do so. Also, thanks for liking, and please share these videos on Facebook, Twitter, or social media so other people can see this and help our YouTube channel grow. Here's some videos you can watch next. There's a code red alert for millions of Americans you can see here in this video. And your money is at risk if you use PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, or you know anybody that does. You can see the details in this video. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.